Hi, I'm Paige Ann Olson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be making something called a storage pod. I got this pattern, it had some fat quarters in it, in Minnesota when I was there visiting my sister-in-law. I will tell you I paid for this pattern, however, it comes from a free pattern online from a company called fabriceditions.com, and I'll put that down below as well. So it comes in 3 sizes, a large, medium, and a small. I personally like the medium ones. These are my favorite ones for the sewing machine. I did make a large one, and I have these on either end of my long arm as well. And I really like them. They're very convenient and they keep my area clean, neat, not have all those threads everywhere around. What you're gonna need is 2 fat quarters to make any of the 3 sizes. If you wanna make a small, medium, or large, you just need 2 fat quarters, coordinating, and some matching or coordinating thread. And then you're also going to need about a fat quarter of either cotton batting or fleece. And I have some fusible fleece here, just because that's what I had on hand. But you can use batting. You don't have to use fusible. So what I'm going to do is I've got this the first part of my pattern already ready to go to be cut out. I'm going to do that, get all my pieces cut out, and then I'll come back and show you next steps. So I've gone ahead and cut out all my pieces, and here is my lining fabric, and here is my outside fabric, and I have put the fleece on the wrong side, and I'm going to take this little cloth and press the fleece to the wrong side of the front, and I'm gonna hopefully, because this is a fusible, this will adhere and I won't have to sew it down, which is nice. I'm actually making this for one of my friends. I belong to a quilt ministry, and I take these little bags with me when I quilt, and she has asked for one, and so this is really going to be for her. And I believe that's nicely adhered. You know what I'm going to do just real quick? I'm going to hit the other side just to make sure it's fused nicely. And anytime you use a fusible, you want to make sure that your iron is pretty hot, and you kind of give the glue time to melt, so you leave the iron over your surface, just like I'm doing here, so that it adheres. Okay, so the next step is we're going to actually put right sides together like this, and I'm going to take this to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew a seam here and down here, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the lining. I'm going to do a seam here and a seam here, and once I do that, I'll be right back and show you the next step. So I've gone ahead and sewn the 2 seams together, and I've pressed it open. I wanted to show you what it looked like on the bottom and then on the back. Now I've taken the 2 sides, pinned them together, and we're going to take another seam here and here, and I'm going to repeat the same thing on the lining. I'm going to press the seams open, and I'm going to bring them together just like we did on the front. The difference is I'm going to leave one side open because that's what we're going to use, that edge we're going to use to turn it right side out. So I did a 3/8 of an inch seam. The directions don't call for a seam size, a seam allowance, and most bags require a 3/8 of an inch seam. You don't have to do 3/8 of an inch. You can do a quarter if you want, but whatever you do, you need to match the lining and the front together. So anyway, I did a 3/8 of an inch, and I think that's a nice size seam. So I'm going to take this to the machine and go ahead and sew these up on both the lining and the outside, and then I'll come back and show you the next step. I have now seamed the bottom of our outer shell. I wanted you to see what it looks like. This is what it's supposed to look like. I did that for the outer shell. I did it for the lining. And here's one side of the lining, and of course this, we're going to leave this side open because that's how we're going to turn the bag right side out. What this is going to do next is we're going to actually put the bag inside the lining. But first, what we want to do is make that loop that goes on the back so we can hang our bag. So what I've done is I've cut a piece of the lining fabric, and I've pressed it in half, and I'm going to end up pressing it in half again, or taking a fourth, I guess. So this is what it's going to actually look like. Whoops. It's going to look like this. That's how narrow this is going to be. And then I'm going to top stitch both sides. And when we get ready to put the lining and the outer shell together, we're going to put it just like that. And it's going to go hang in the back inside the seam. So that's the way it's going to look. So I'm going to go ahead and make the loop, and then we'll come back and put the shell and the lining together, and we're just about done with this bag. I have finished my loop. Here it is. And we're going to actually pin that inside with the loop pointing down, because when we turn this inside out, you want the loop to pop up. So I'm going to pin the loop first, and then I told you that we're going to actually put the shell in the lining, but that's not how we're going to do it. So sorry, I kind of forgot how to do it. You're going to turn your lining right side out like this, and I left my front part of the lining seam open, so that's going to go in the front, and I'm just going to take my lining and put it inside my shell. So what you should have are right sides together like that, and you're going to match the seams all the way around, and then you're going to take this to the machine and sew the top, enclosing the entire bag. I kind of want to give you an idea of what this is supposed to look like. So you're going to seam all the way around here like that, and then we'll be ready to pull our bag right side out and we'll do a top stitch on the top. So I'll be right back and show you what that's going to look like. So we're about ready for our big reveal. This is what it should look like. The two right sides should be together. When I'm done sewing a seam, I like to press the seam just to kind of set the seam. Hopefully you can still see me. So I'm going to quickly do that, and then I'll open the bag, and we can see first of all if we did it right, and see if we like our fabrics. Okay, so that's pressed, and I'm going to pull this out. Now this is where that open seam comes in. We're going to pull our gently pull our, it's plenty big enough opening, pull our little bag out like this. It's cute, I like it, and Joanne's gonna really like it, I think. And so to finish it up, we wanna, oh my gosh, that's cute. Now I'll press this so that the seam will really kind of stay down, and then I'm going to take this to the machine and do a top stitch. So I'll probably top stitch about 2.5 will be my length, all the way around the outside, all the way around here. Here's our loop, and that's how I hang it. That's cute. I like it. I'm happy. Okay, I'll be back and show you what it looks like, and then we've got to complete the seam at the bottom after our top stitch, and then our little bag is complete. So our bag is just about done. I've top stitched around the top edge, and what we have left to do is close that seam in the lining, and I just press mine under, and I'm going to take it to the machine and do a quick stitch, quick seam right there. You can hand stitch it if you want to, however you want to close that. You can use tape, but I find it easy and fast just to do a quick seam across the bottom. And so our bag is done, and it's so cute. And I hope you find this video fun. I hope you'll try making one of these for yourself and maybe giving one away to a friend of yours. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. I'd love to bring more things like this to you. I'm curious, what's under your needle?